Hi everyone, and welcome to Module 1's presentation for our unit on Culture Online. This is Miss Aiken, and this short presentation is just to go over what culture is and kind of give you the basics of how we're going to talk about culture in class. It can be a very wide topic, a very big idea, and we're going to use our standards to actually break it down into smaller elements so that we have a better idea of how to talk about it. Okay, so some standards that we have in the class that address culture are these 4 that I've picked, and again, there are a lot more than these, and you'll see them showing up in each module that we do in the unit, but some of them I just want to give you a brief look. We're identifying patterns of behavior. We're going to be comparing and contrasting a lot by tradition, social conventions, geography, things like that. But the standard I want to draw your attention to is this one right here that helps us to break down this big idea of culture into 3 smaller elements. And the standard simply states the students understand perspectives, practices, and products of the cultures where the target language is spoken and how they are interrelated. So if you can pick out of that standard the 3 ways that they broke down culture, that would be perspectives, practices, and products. And that's how we are going to talk about culture in this unit, is by perspectives, practices, and products. So in this presentation, I'm just going to give you some quick examples of each one of those so that when you're on your own, you know exactly how to do that for yourself. So we'll start with perspectives. Perspectives are what you think or believe, things that are important to you, things that, whether it's you personally or your family, hold dear to you. So some phrases that you can use to help kind of get you thinking in that direction as to what might be your perspectives are these. I think that blank is very important. I live a blank lifestyle. It's my opinion that blank is or is not important or helpful or true. So some people grew up in families where family was very important. Family was the #1 thing no matter what. Some people grow up in homes where religion is very important, or a relationship with God is very important. So that would be perspective. Some people live a very free lifestyle, a very individual lifestyle, meaning they kind of do their own thing, and everyone else in their family does their own thing. So those are different perspectives about different ideas. I used family as an example. Education is also something that people have various perspectives of. For some people, it's not an option for you to go to college or not. You're going because your parents say you're going because education is important. For some people, college may just not be the ticket for you, and that would be your perspective. Okay? Practices. Practices are what you do or how you spend your time. So some phrases you can use to get you thinking are every day I blank, or each day I, every holiday I, or after school I. What are some things that you do? Do you play sports? Every day I run 3 miles with the cross country team, or each week I go to dance practice. Every holiday we spend at Nana and Pop's house. Okay, so what are some things that you do that you practice on a regular basis that actually make up part of your culture? Last one is products. Products are what you have or what you buy. Okay, so some examples. I eat a lot of blank. When I come to school, I always have blank, and I collect blank. So products are those physical things that represent your culture. So if you play a sport, a lot of times you will have different equipment. Or if you love to collect rocks, maybe you have a huge collection of all types of rocks. Okay, those would be products of your culture. Now, there's a second part of this standard that we read earlier. The first part breaks down culture into those 3 elements that we just talked about: perspectives, practices, and products. And then at the end, it says not only do we need to know those 3 and understand them, but we need to know how they are interrelated. So let's talk about that just for a second. If I said, I play baseball, now, is that a practice, a product, or a perspective? That sentence in itself, I play baseball, would probably be a practice because it's something that you do. But look at these sentences. I think that baseball is important. That's why I play. That would be a perspective. Or I practice baseball every day after school with my team. There's a practice. And the third bullet, I have my baseball glove, ball, and uniform ready to go. Those are all products. So you see how that one phrase of I play baseball can have ways of affecting your perspectives, your practices, and your products. Okay, what about I love to read? I love to read could be a lot of them. It could be a perspective because it's telling you your perspective on reading, or it could be a practice because you're actually doing the reading. But look at these sentences. Reading better prepares me for the future, and it's a huge part of my life. That would be a perspective. I must go through at least 4 books a week. That would be a practice. And my shelves at home are full of books I've read. All those books at home are considered your products. So it's very common in culture to see that something that's a part of your life actually affects all 3 of those elements of culture. Okay, now it's your turn. I want you to think about your own life and your culture in terms of these 3 P's: practices, products, and perspectives. Okay, if you look at our Module 1 for this unit, our blog post this week has to do with your personal culture. Now, although our standard talks about understanding the culture and those elements of culture within our target language, which is Spanish, I really want us to start off with this unit in this module talking about our own culture. I think it'll be much easier for us to spot things in other people's culture, which is why I want us to kind of have an introspective look first and see kind of where we are and where our culture is. What are our perspectives? What do we think are important? What are our practices? What do we do and why? And then what are some products? What are some things that we keep around that we don't even realize are part of our culture? Okay, again, you're welcome to refer to this presentation at any point if you want to refresh your memory. And of course, I will go over this module and every other module on the Monday beginning of that week. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me then, or you can always click that Ask the Teacher button within the module, and that'll link you directly to my email. So I hope you've enjoyed this presentation, and I'll see you in class.